Sitting in my office one quiet night, I was staring at the report in front of me. There was no doubt about it. Julianne was cheating on me, and it had been going on for quite some time. It all started one evening when she was excessively drunk. Julianne rarely drinks, but that night, we went a bit overboard at our neighbor's party, celebrating their son's return from the Navy and his proposal to his girlfriend. We weren't completely drunk, but we were definitely enjoying ourselves. When we got home, Julianne was still fully dressed, half lying on concillos on the bed. After going to the bathroom to brush my teeth and do my nightly chores, I returned to the bedroom. Seeing her so vulnerable, something stirred inside me, and I ran my hand down her leg, hoping to wake her up for some intimacy. However, she was only half awake and moaned, "Please, Ben, no more." My name is Steve. Ben is a colleague from her work, whom we've had over for dinner, whose wife I know, and with whom we've gone on vacation. At that moment, all my intoxication evaporated. Despite Julianne working late hours and frequently going on business trips, the vibrancy of our sex life had given me hope for her fidelity. However, what I heard that night turned my world upside down. I work as an accountant at a small healthcare IT company, a job that might not be thrilling but pays the bills. Julianne works at a local advertising agency, crafting copy for online and radio advertising campaigns. Throughout our marriage, we saved up enough for her to take time off for our first child. Suspicion had started to cloud my mind. When we got back from the party, I rummaged through her purse but found nothing out of the ordinary. I managed to unlock her phone, having seen her do it several times before. The messages and calls to Ben were all work-related, which didn't necessarily prove she wasn't unfaithful. When her phone slipped from my grasp and fell to the floor, I discovered a credit card wedged between the phone cover and the camera lens. It bore Julianne's maiden name. This discovery only deepened my suspicions. Upon accessing the credit card app, everything laid bare before my eyes. Julianne had been making regular payments to a motel every week. Faced with this revelation, I rushed to the bathroom and began to vomit. Julianne came in to help, but I turned her away. The next day, I made a plan to uncover everything. Sitting in a cafe near Julianne's office, I began to follow her. Indeed, Julianne entered a motel room. This confirmed my worst nightmare. As I approached the window of the room, the sight that greeted me broke my heart. Julianne and Ben, wrapped in each other's arms on the bed. When I returned home, Julianne had arrived early, looking worried. I handed her the divorce papers, and her confusion turned to shock as I presented the evidence. Though she claimed to still love me, I told her actions were unforgivable. Julianne insisted it was meant to be a one-time thing coerced by Ben due to a mistake at work that could have cost her job. Her tears of regret and explanations of being blackmailed were deeply moving yet unsettling. During our conversation, Ben forcefully entered our home. Wielding a gun, he aimed it at me, but Julianne leaped to put herself between us. When Ben fired, the bullet struck Julianne in the chest. Time seemed to freeze as she fell. Kneeling beside her, Ben barely had time to react before I knocked him out with a baseball bat. Riding in the ambulance to the hospital, I clutched Julianne's blood-soaked hand. After providing our insurance information at the hospital, Julianne was rushed into surgery. Sitting in the waiting room, I gazed at my wedding ring stained with Julianne's blood, thinking how she had literally taken a bullet for me, just as I had once professed I would for her. Months later, as Ben awaited trial and his marriage to Mary ended, we found evidence on his phone that corroborated Julianne's story of being coerced into the affair. Despite the betrayal and pain, Julianne's act of sacrifice had shown the depth of her love for me. We've since been working to rebuild our relationship, strengthened by the knowledge of our deep love and commitment to each other, despite the scars we both bear. This story is one of betrayal and redemption, but most of all, it is a story of love and forgiveness.